Go get PayGdashtheprophet JC Killer cards. He exposes all my secrets. It's a great study tool.
What God has you deny your family to worship him?
For example, I tell you to hate your father and mother, but God said to honor your father and mother and not hate your brother. Who are you going to obey, me or the Most High?
Maybe it's the same God that would have the entire world worship him.
The church used my idol to deceive you.
If you shall ask for anything in my name, I got the JC Killer cards, you liar. You shall swear by the Most High's name.
To get you a copy, go to the website on the screen or send an email.
Hit the link below.
Toby, be good boy for master. Don't send Toby away. Toby, be good field hand, master.
That's all right, Toby. That's all right. You be a good field hand, you can stay here.
Ah, Toby, stay. Toby, stay.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Welcome to the biggest sellout. Man, Officer Tatum. World's biggest sellout, boy. Whoo. And I'm not talking about his white woman. I mean, that should be the obvious, but I'm not even talking about that. You would think I would or I should, but I'm not even talking about that. This brother, man, and I'm sure you've probably seen or heard of him online. This black conservative, man, this is what happens when you get destroyed, man. He should put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until he has destroyed you. We're going to get into some of this video stuff with this guy debating. And I mean, it's like he has no sympathy for his own kind, for his own people. Whenever people speak to him about racism and stuff like that, what's going on, he just brushes it off. I seen, pictures and stuff with him with Charlie Kirk, the one that was speaking evil against black people, and he's right behind him. And you'll find these images. But man, the biggest sellout. And there's a lot of these brothers that are walking around among us. So yeah, we are destroyed, man. That's why we have no unity. But we're going to get into some of this. Let's get some video. Let's get some video.
I feel like you want to be confrontational more than you want to get to the bottom of a conversation. If you're 25 and under, the leading cause of death for you is being murdered by another black person.
Think you foolish. That is the whole thesis of Up From Slavery.
No, it's not.
Did you read the book?
I did not read the book.
There you go. Then you don't know what you're talking about. You are uneducated.
Let me fast forward a little bit.
Racism. I'm here with our featured guest, former police officer and conservative commentator, Brendan Tatum. I'm so happy to see you today. How you feeling?
I'm good. I'm blessed. I'm happy.
All right, you ready to take everyone on?
Oh, we're about to get busy in here. So.
Oh, I love to hear it. Are you guys ready? Yeah! They sound ready. All right, let's go.
Hi, I'm Officer Tatum, and I'm the host of The Officer Tatum Show, and I'm surrounded by black liberals.
Yeah, it's about to get real crazy, man.
My first surrounded claim is Trump and Republicans are better for the black community than Democrats.
If you'd like to be the first debater, get to that chair in 3, 2, 1.
Naima, nice to meet you.
Naima,
Yeah.
Nice to meet you as well.
Before I do my rebuttal, I would just like to know why you think that.
Well, there's a myriad of reasons. I think that conservative policies are more beneficial to the black community, is more beneficial to America, which black people are part of America. And I think that policies like limiting immigration or illegal immigration, getting illegal immigrants out of this country, lowering taxes, all benefit black people as a whole. Religious freedom, you name it, every single policy that I can think about that Republicans have implemented, that they stand for, the values they stand for are all better off for black people than Democrats could ever dream of.
Now this, oh my God, this is horrible, man. This is why it says, man, because you trust in oppression and perverseness, this iniquity shall be to you as a breach ready to fall. Because this is all trusting in oppression, Republican, Democrat. Man, we still at the bottom of the bottom. We still don't even know who we are. But we going for those Roman games. Come on, man.
How have you okay, but first of all, religious freedom is not just a Republican policy. I just want
the
that's
Republicans
just in the
are far more believe in the freedom of religion than Democrats could ever dream of.
I don't want to harp on that. That's in the Constitution. That's just not
religion
true.
from
But
every single aspect of life. No.
But I just want to focus on which one of Trump's policies specifically has been designed to help the Black community.
Well, the First Step Act has been designed to reverse the effects of over-policing from the past.
He has done that.
The First Step Act, yes, it was.
Okay.
To allow for people who were incarcerated with sentencing for drug dealing
Right.
and less violent crimes for them to have some relief. My uncle got out on the First Step Act.
Okay.
Urban revitalization.
Yeah.
Injecting money into these inner city communities. Permanent funding for HBCUs, which Barack Obama never did. Donald Trump implemented.
Okay.
I mean, I can go down a list.
Yeah, so
I think that lowering taxes and all the other benefits that Americans get is also beneficial to Black
So
people.
it's funny because I've watched some of your videos, I've heard these talking points before, and I actually looked into all of these, and there's not a ton of quantitative impact on how those have actually affected just the Black community. But let's talk about the Republican Party and Trump and his policies as a whole. Do you think that Trump reposting a video in which one of his supporters screams white power was beneficial to the Black community?
I'm not familiar with some video that he posted.
Well, I mean, you should be,
Let's talk about Democrat policy.
You should be,
Let's talk about Democrat policy.
No, see, no. Now you're obfuscating. You are the one who has the burden.
Says
No,
right
I'm
here,
sorry. I do not want to be interrupted.
It says right here
I do not want to be
that
interrupted.
Trump,
And he does a lot of that, interrupting, don't really want to answer the question like a Christian.
and Republicans are better than the Democrat
exactly.
policy.
So the burden of proof is on
it's not.
you.
In a
Yes.
trial.
No, this is how a debate works. You've made a claim that you have to substantiate, and you
You're
have yet to
saying
do that.
I am wrong. So how are you correct in that Democrat policies are better than Republican
Well,
policies?
actually, do you want to know my personal
with it.
belief is that the Democrats are fundamentally kind of apathetic to the needs of Black people, while Republicans are openly antagonizing the Black community.
Give me an example.
So, I mean,
what
an
policy
example.
position is negative towards Black people that Republicans implement?
Trump this year intentionally got rid of the disparate impact analysis. So what the disparate impact analysis does is that it analyzes laws that were made neutrally, policies that were intended to be neutral, to make sure that there were not any racial disparities as an effect of that policy, right? Accidentally. So Trump has removed the protection for the disparate impact analysis. So we don't know if the policies that we're enacting are disproportionately hurting the Black community or not.
That doesn't make any sense.
See that? This what I'm talking about. It's just like when I be talking to these Christians, fam, and they say stuff like that don't make any sense. Wisdom don't make sense to a fool. If we don't have no understanding in that department, it never makes sense to them. And of course, it's going to always be an excuse.
It doesn't make any sense. I agree.
What
it's a
you're
bad
saying
idea.
does not make any sense because the policies that are implemented,
yes,
the majority of the ones that are in Congress are agreed upon by the House and the Senate,
right?
Democrats and Republicans.
Yes.
And so with that being said, there's Black people represented. There's all kind of people represented in creating our laws and policies.
But that's the point.
So
But
what are you saying that they're not considering whether or not it has a desperate effect on the Black community?
So here's the thing. When you create a policy, obviously you are creating it in good faith. But we do not know always how that policy is going to affect the population.
Give me an example of a policy.
Can I finish talking?
Give me an example of a policy.
But I'm trying to explain to you.
I'm running out of time.
So the point of the disparate analysis report is to check to make sure that the laws that we implement in good faith don't end up hurting the Black community by accident. Why would you get rid of that?
Why do you think he got rid of it?
Because he's racist.
To say that Donald Trump is racist is the craziest thing.
This is what I'm talking about. Christians be doing the same thing. You take them to a verse, or you say, where's he in the scriptures? They'll go to a scripture and they'll say, well, what does that mean to you? Yo, it's just like Christianity, man.
I've heard.
Donald Trump.
Have you ever met Donald Trump personally?
Oh, let me bring that back, man.
To say that Donald Trump is racist is the craziest thing I've heard.
Donald Trump.
What?
Have you ever?
Yo, the coonery is real. What? My man don't think Donald Trump is racist. See, he down with them Erica Kirk and these white devils, man.
Have you ever met Donald Trump personally?
No.
Have you don't know him?
No. So you've met Donald Trump.
I've met Donald Trump several times.
So you're basing whether or not he's racist
you don't have any evidence. You're saying because he allegedly got rid of some desperate impact analysis that somehow that has something to do with race and it only affects black
But
people.
your evidence is anecdotal. Oh, Trump was nice to me one time, therefore he's not a racist.
I have no evidence to believe that Trump is a racist.
You, because you are.
He got no evidence. What? Man.
Where's the evidence that Trump is a racist?
Okay, I'll give you more evidence. In 1973, his company was sued for violating the Fair Housing Act by openly discriminating against black renters.
What about the Central Park 5? He put out an article on them and lied.
What was the findings of that?
He was actually forced to settle.
It was forced to settle?
Yes, he was forced to settle. No, he had.
There was no finding of fault.
Why would someone settle if they were not guilty?
You can make it.
Why would someone settle if he wasn't doing it?
Was there a determination in court that he was at fault?
He was also forced to.
No. Was there a determination in court that he was at fault?
He settled, so they didn't have a determination in court. He got out of it by settling, which is what you do when you are guilty, but you don't want to go to court.
That's not the way our system works.
That is exactly what the point of settling is. Yes, you settle out. Yes.
He had a dissent decree, which they agreed that he would implement certain things in his organization. There was no fault granted. They did not prove.
What were the things that he had to implement in his company?
Recruiting. It was a form of it was that
I think you're thinking about a different lawsuit against the Trump administration.
He had to make sure that they have job applications available to minorities.
No, this wasn't about jobs. This was about the Trump Corporation, the real estate. Yes, they violated the Fair Housing Act because
maybe we talking about something different.
Well, there were 2 times he was sued for racism.
I only know of one time.
Yeah, well, you should learn about the other one because it was bad too. Yeah.
I don't think you know what you're talking about.
I don't think you know.
The dissent decree, which was established, there was no findings of Donald Trump being a racist. And his organization has been without fault.
No, that was.
You cannot find a court document that says that Donald Trump officially discriminated against anybody.
Well, because the court is going to be in his white favor, if anything. And that's the thing. We be looking for, the system to check the system. That ain't happening, bro. Look at the Epstein files. They not checking these pedophile devils, man. Come on.
He literally marked.
What's your next one?
He literally marked black applicants.
What's your next one? What's your next example of Trump being a racist?
When he reposted the Obamas as monkeys.
Now he did not. He already said that he did not post that. It was somebody on his staff, and the post wasn't even about that. That was a real.
It was on his.
But he still posted it, man. That's what I'm talking about. To a coon, a white man can't do no wrong. To a coon, a colonizer, man, this is some real house Negro, Django, Samuel Jackson type of stuff going on right here, man.
That was a real. And then when it came out, he denounced it. He said it was wrong.
It was on his account already.
One of the staffers posted it.
Why would one of his staffers even have that? Even if it wasn't him,
you're making the post sound like the post was about that. It was a meme created by somebody else. And
are you really depicting black people as monkeys? Like, that's crazy.
And Hillary Clinton.
Because he's crazy and insane.
Crazy.
And Hillary Clinton was a pig, and it was all kind of people depicted as animals. It wasn't just about Barack Obama. Did Donald Trump make the video?
Has any other president done that?
Did Donald Trump make the video?
Has any other president done that?
No, you're blaming him. Did Donald Trump make the video?
I don't know if he made it, but it doesn't matter. It's about what he posts.
Did he denounce what that represented?
If I posted something that said "kill all of X people," that's what I believe, right?
That's not true.
Even if I didn't type it out,
that's not true.
Put it in Canva and then post it.
If somebody
it's
posted,
still what I believe.
If somebody posted some offensive on your account and you denounce it, is that a fair statement to say you don't believe in that?
No, I don't think that's true. I would like to be held accountable. He
said he didn't believe.
If I hired someone to post on my behalf and they posted racist statements,
and you said
that would be on me.
And you took it down.
No,
and you told them, and you said to the world, you don't believe that to be true.
Officer Tatum, we have to pause.
I told y'all
All right,
he a great sellout, man.
Have been voted out by the majority. Thank you so much for your time. If you would like to be the next debater, get to the chair in 3, 2, 1.
So I'd like to talk about Trump and the Republicans, not specifically on Trump, but focusing upon the history of the Republican Party because he's just the latest iteration of that, okay?
Yeah, let's do it.
So the Republican Party has a proven track record of giving platforms to sellouts who promote a message that harms black people.
Who is that? Who is the sellout that you, give me an example.
Well, there are actually quite a few, but I'll start with the
Well, no,
earliest
let's start with this
example.
premise. The first black legislators,
Right.
or the first black people in Congress, House of Representatives, were all Republicans.
Right. So let me explain that to you.
Is that a fact pattern?
Right, yes. So basically what happened is the last of the radical Republicans, which was a segment of the Republican Party that passed the 14th Amendment, all of the amendments that gave black people the right to vote and ensured that slaves would not be disenfranchised. He died in August 11.
No. Black people, Republicans unanimously voted.
He died in 1868 when the 14th Amendment was passed.
The
And then
Republicans
guess what?
as a whole
Right.
voted unanimously. The Democrats did not.
Right, but guess what? After the radical Republican faction left Congress,
Radical Republican. That's the
they were a historic. No. That's a title. They were
who
historic.
Who was the radical Republican faction?
They were a segment of the Republican Party.
Who? Name one.
Thaddeus Stevens. He's an example. They are the ones who created the Freedmen's Bureau, which was designed to assimilate ex-slaves into the national citizenry. After they left, the Republican Party constructed an oligarchy, which we called the Gilded Age, and in which we saw the fate of black people decline. Black home ownership decline. Black voting decline.
I hope they fact check you on
all
this.
of that.
The Republicans unanimously voted.
No, not after that.
The Republicans unanimously voted for the 13th, 14th, and 15th
Yes,
Amendment.
under the leadership of the radical Republicans, and they were
Republicans
progressives.
unanimously voted for the Civil Rights Act.
Yes, and then after the radical Republicans left, they stopped doing that.
When did the radical Republicans leave? You saying the radical
1868, the last person died.
That's
Yes.
not true.
It is 100% true.
Because the Republicans unanimously voted
Let me get back to what I was saying. Let me get back to what I was saying.
The Republicans unanimously voted for the Civil Rights Act.
You're bulldozing and you're steamrolling because you don't want to hear what I have to say.
Let's quantify that point.
Listen, brother.
The Republicans
listen to
unanimously
what I
vote
have
for
to
the
say.
Civil Rights Act.
Listen to what I have to say that you can respond to it, okay?
Why won't you answer that question?
Booker T. Washington was fated by the white racist establishment. He had tea at Windsor Castle by Queen Victoria. He met Susan B. Anthony. He was allowed to create the Tuskegee Institute because he was promoting this myth of personal responsibility, which harms black people.
The most successful documented black man who lifted so many black people from poverty to success was Booker T. Washington.
No, he did
Institute
not. Jim Crow
was incredible for black success in America.
The institutionalization of Jim Crow was a direct result of his false message.
What was his false message?
His message was that black people were not fit to participate in the political process.
That's not true.
Because slavery had set them backwards.
Where do you see
all of
that
the
Booker
black
T. Washington mentioned
congressmen, it's in his book.
You said he mentioned that black people were not fit to participate in the
Yes, that is the whole thesis of Up From Slavery.
No, it's
not. Did you read the book?
I did not read the book.
There you go. Then you don't know what you're talking about. Let me tell you something, brother. I am a history teacher.
Let me finish what I'm saying.
I teach in the public school system. You are uneducated.
Let me finish what I'm saying. You cannot teach in the public school system if you're telling me that Republicans did not unanimously vote for the 13th, 14th, 15th Amendment and the Civil Rights Act.
You are being given.
You cannot tell me you're a teacher if you are not, and you do not understand.
You are
Wait,
lying
guys, do not talk over each other. We can't hear anything either you are saying.
He's not allowing me to make a single point.
Because I'm making points.
No, because you're afraid.
Of what?
Of the truth.
I just explained to you.
When you earn a living off of lies, you are afraid of the truth.
Give me a lie that I've told.
The idea that Republican policies benefited black people, and that is not true.
I just gave you Republican policies.
No, let me give you an example.
Give me examples that they've hurt black people.
I'll give you an example. During the Hoover administration, 43% of the black people who were employed in domestic work. And the reason for that is because they were shut out of truly gainful employment. And the segment who was hurt the most were black men. Black women could get jobs as maids and things of that sort. But black men, any job that gave them the opportunity for social dignity, value, and worth, they were systematically denied. And a lot of it had to do with Booker T. Washington's message. Now, guess what?
Booker T. Washington's message
has been harmful.
That I have.
You have not read the book.
I've read portions of his message.
No, read the whole book.
I will read the whole book. But you cannot sit here and tell me that Booker T. Washington's message was disenfranchising to black people.
And guess what?
That's not true.
Guess what he acknowledges in his book?
So the Tuskegee Institute was detrimental to black people.
Guess what he said?
No. Was the Tuskegee
Yes, it was.
Institute
And let me tell you
detrimental to black
why.
people?
He acknowledged that
is
the
insane.
people in Tuskegee, Alabama, the white community there, only allowed him to create that institute because he assured them he would not be teaching them anything that would lift them out of domestic status, anything that pertained to higher education, any knowledge of their history, or just the humanities, anything that white people took for granted in normal universities.
That makes sense, because these devils didn't want us to read, period. And they still want us to be like coons. That's why they fund, the movies and these rappers, man. Because it's not about uplifting us or teaching us who we are, man. Come on, man.
It was designed to keep black people oppressed. That was the point.
Up from slavery. Booker T. Washington had a message of black success and personal accountability and responsibility.
And
he did not depend on the government to do the things that black people could already do.
Yes, he did deny on the government.
He did not.
Yes, he
did not make his mission and his plan to say that black people should depend on the government.
This is the lie
That is a
for
lie.
everybody who is listening to me. The lie is that black people should focus solely upon family and their economic status and ignore agitations for social equality. No,
It's prioritizing the family,
he actually says in that
personal
book
responsibility.
that agitations for social equality are the extremist folly because black people are not prepared to be social equals to white people. He actually says that has been the program of the Republican Party ever since.
First of all, that's a lie.
And now, guess what else happened?
That's a lie.
So, after
why did the Democrats have, until Cory Booker recently, had the longest filibuster against the Civil Rights Act?
Right, I'll tell you
The
why.
longest in history,
So basically, what
besides the recent one.
happened is prior to that act, there were a number of Dixiecrats who were the inheritors.
Racist Democrats.
I'll tell you, the inheritors of slavery, chattel slavery, and then the Jim Crow era that
Racist
took its
Democrats.
place. Guess what? After those acts, the Voting Rights Act and the Civil Rights Act were passed,
Unanimously
guess
by
what?
Republicans.
There was a 20 to 30% shift away from the Democratic Party into the Republican Party. And then, surprisingly, Nixon begins his war on drugs, which is a part of his law and order program. And guess what happens? Black people become 6 to 7 times higher to be arrested for drug abuse versus white people.
That's that crafty counsel, man. Talk that stuff, man. That's the crafty counsel. Come on.
They are mass incarcerating us, and it is directly tied to Republican policy.
No, it's
Okay, we
not.
have to pause.
And this nigga said, no, it's not. He's the biggest sellout, fam. This is what I'm talking. They out here. They out here.
Pause here. We have to pause here. You have been voted out by the majority. Thank you so much. If you would like to be the next debater, get to that chair in 3, 2, 1. Ooh.
Watch out now.
Hi, pleasure to meet you.
How you doing?
I'm doing good. So, your claim is that...
Oh, he already messed up. He got the cross on his neck, man. He got the cross on his neck, fam. He got the idol on his neck. It's already over. Yeah, he already trusting Jeepers, man. He's already cooked.
That Trump and Republicans are better for the black community than Democrats.
Yes.
Okay. I think that claim is patently false, and let me explain why. Take the institution of voting, the most sacred thing that the Constitution protects, something that we need for elected officials to represent us.
Okay.
Repeatedly, Republicans have used the judiciary to discriminate against black people in voting.
How?
We have cases like Louisiana versus Calais. The recent case that in 2026 has caused all the redistricting crisis that you see right now. And when you see the effects of that for the black community, the Congressional Black Caucus is set to lose 16 to 19%, or it's not 16 to 19 members, 30% of its representation. Regardless of anything that you are saying communities should be doing, you have to still elect people to represent you to make those policy decisions.
Yeah, but
let me finish. I'm going to finish.
I'll let you finish.
If you are erasing the ability for people to have that representation, and you're making it even harder to vote, like decisions like Shelby v. Holder, which makes it harder to eliminate discriminatory laws, or you have cases like Brnovich v. DNC, which are striking the ability to challenge laws that we think are discriminatory for mail-in voting. It's not good, and it's not reasonable to say that Republicans are representing Black people's interests.
Let me put this in simplistic terms. Voting is a sacred right.
Yes.
Right? And Black people were afforded voting rights, which we all should fight for. Having voter ID is protecting that sacred right, that Black people will make sure that Black people can actually vote without being eliminated in their voting power by illegal aliens.
This goes beyond.
Let me go point by point.
Wait.
Want to allow
this goes way beyond voter ID. This goes way beyond
the elections.
This goes way beyond voter ID. You simply don't want. They simply don't want people who are Black to be elected.
How is that possible?
Because majority and minority districts were created by the Voting Rights Act of 1965. That specific piece of legislation, which Republicans have repeatedly targeted through decades, has said, hey, there was history done here that harmed people, and as a way to make up for it, slowly over time, we need to designate specific areas, Black populous areas, to have accurate representation
and
of
folks.
What
did the Supreme Court rule?
The Supreme Court ruled that, hey, actually, no, you guys don't need this representation.
Because you cannot
this
do
is
it
unconstitutional.
based on race.
Certainly you can.
You cannot redistrict. You cannot do that based on race.
You cannot deny Black people from having the right to vote and represent themselves.
Okay, let me explain.
Because you have white people in Louisiana versus Calais. That's what the case is.
Pause here. Let Officer Tatum speak.
Okay, this is the problem here. You are assuming that Black people can only vote for Democrats.
No, I didn't assume
yes,
that.
Yes, you are. Because the redistricting.
I didn't. Where did I say that?
Because
when did I say that?
I'm saying you're insinuating that.
I'm not insinuating that.
Because you cannot draw lines of demarcation based on race. That is against the United States Constitution. They ruled that, which is why they had to redraw lines. Black people have a right to vote for anybody that they want that acts in the best interest of the Black community or the community at large. It doesn't have to always be Democrats.
There's a reason why Black people vote for Democrats, and there's a reason why there's only five elected Republicans in Congress that are Black.
Which is the problem in the Black community today. The consistency of voting for these Democrats who ain't done nothing for Black people and still haven't. We're to this day, many people that are sitting around here are still complaining about the plight against the Black people, which y'all still vote for Democrats. And Democrats have been elected in office for the majority of the time in the last decade.
Republicans have done
what have they done? Nothing for Black people.
Republicans have done way more damaging things, even just as of recent.
Example.
Just recently with Doge, we had the highest exodus of Black women in the federal workforce. I'm not sure if you're not aware of that information, but I'm not sure if you're aware of that information.
But Black is cutting spending
for social services, increasing poverty, increasing crime, increasing death, and harming people over and over again who are doing nothing to help the Black community and trying to perpetuate a policy platform that insists that Black people need to be put down is not going to put people forward.
That is a lie.
Absolutely
You are
not.
saying that we're going to cut government spending, but we should leave all the Black people there because they're Black.
No, we should increase government spending by taxing the rich, funding our communities, and putting in jail instead of putting people in power.
Taxing the rich is a foolish statement by you. What do you mean by
taxing the rich is a foolish statement?
Taxing the rich.
We in California have already seen.
That's why people are leaving California.
Oh, wait.
That's why business owners are leaving here. Companies are leaving. They're fleeing.
In California, even in the basic past, when we taxed the rich, we were able to fund the University of California systems. And what did Ronald Reagan do? Ronald Reagan said, let's slash that because Black people need to suffer, communities need to go down. And what do we know? Now we have budget deficits affecting our systems. We have laws from the 1970s still on the books.
Let's talk about taxing the rich.
That
is a lie.
We can talk about taxes too. Let's go.
Are still selling Black folks to this day. Taxing the rich they're not going to change the tax code. So taxing the rich is a myth. Would you benefit more financially if you left California?
Depends on how I use my money because I'm a smart person.
It doesn't matter about being smart because the taxes are out of control.
I think money and how you manage it as your person. When we talk about personal responsibility.
If you manage money well, you're still going to be less
successful here. We do have to pause it here. You've been voted out by the majority. Thank you so much.
Thank you, brother.
Pleasure talking with you.
Okay.
Man, it's ridiculous, man. He's gonna be a sellout. He ain't gonna bend, man. He gonna keep agreeing with the colonizers. The colonizer can't do no wrong in his eyes, man. This is some real Coonery right here.
If you would like to be the next debater, get to that chair in 3, 2, 1. Imagine building a
Yeah, real coonery, man. It's just crazy, man.
Hi, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you as well.
I wanted to ask, just in terms of him refusing to sign not only the Affordable Housing Act, but also refusing to sign the bipartisan 2024 bill when it comes to putting more money on our borders, right? Because you talked about immigration. Why would he refuse these acts if, in reality, if we put more money there, we would have more officers and less fear, and we would be able to actually have legal immigration streamlined more cleanly? Because the question is not, I'm guessing you're not against immigration, you're against illegal immigration. Or, tell me more.
For the most part, I'm against illegal immigration, but I also believe we need to measure how much immigration we're actually allowing in this country when people in America have needs that we need to address here.
How do you measure that?
We allow 1 million immigrants legally in the United States of America every single year. And we all in here care about the issues that go on in the black community. Yes. I would argue that black people need the financial support that we're giving these immigrants that are coming over here. I think it's not right.
Illegal immigrants actually don't get federal support.
They do get federal support.
Illegal immigrants, fact check that. Illegal immigrants do not have federal support. But actually, what I will say is that immigrants overall pay taxes. Illegal immigrants do not get federal support.
Get access to
illegal
social programs.
Immigrants?
They get access
illegal
to Medicare. They get access to all immigrants, but illegal immigrants do as well.
Oh, I'm talking about specifically the border bill. Why did he reject that?
Because bills are not isolated. It's got a bunch of minutia, a bunch of spending that he doesn't agree with, and the Republicans don't agree with.
What did he not agree with?
All of those bills have access
actually, a lot
spending.
of Republicans, it was a bipartisan bill.
Well, then why? You tell me why he didn't sign it.
No, I'm asking you.
No, you tell me why he didn't sign it. Then
I'm asking you.
You're saying that he's doing it because he's racist.
I'm not saying. I didn't say that. Why are you putting one to? I genuinely am trying to ask you, why didn't he?
The bill is not just singularly about border patrol.
But we're talking about healthcare.
We do have to pause
by 2034, 10 million Americans are going to lose their healthcare.
I'm so sorry. Thank you both so much.
So that's
love the passion, though.
Time moves fast, but your credit score doesn't have to stay stuck.
Just straight coonery, man. Why, man? Why? Yo, what about who we are? What is our names? But what is our true language? Huh? No, just go be a Republican and Democrat. That's going to help. That's not bringing us back to our roots and who we really are as a people, man. None of that. That's what I'm saying. The system is not designed to teach you about who you are before they enslaved you. It's to keep you a new slave, basically. Because now we're chasing things that got nothing to do with us, man. Nothing. Man, it's sad, man. I wish we would wake up and seek who we are, man. But, you know, it is what it is. Let's get to this next guy, man.
All right, if you would like to be the next debater, get to the chair in 3, 2, 1.
I want to hear why you think that police do more good in the black communities than harm.
Well, when you look at the functionality of law enforcement, meaning that the people who perpetuate crime in the black community are arrested by law enforcement officers, removing them from the community, removing the predators, the drug dealers, and all of that from the community, which is a good thing. And I cannot name other things that are harmful that outweigh all of the good that the police officers do.
How did the police first come about?
But you be more
Slave
detailed.
patrol.
That's not true.
It's
the police.
literally true.
That's two different functionalities. They can fact check.
What?
There's
the
two different
origins.
functionalities.
The origins
You're talking
of
about
policing,
slave patrols
the
and
origin
modern day
of
policing is completely
whoa.
different.
The origins of policing
That's not true.
within the United
Man, who
States of
coming up
America
with these fact checking, man?
not true.
derived from the slave patrol.
That's
They
not
still
true.
use the same badges.
That's not true.
The same, the
That's not true.
stars on the.
That's not true.
fine.
Nigga said that's not true. It is true. They still use the same badges, man. A lot of that stuff I used to show. Oh my, the same freaking hexagram they still use, yo. This is crazy, man. This is bogus, man.
That's
the
fine.
functionality of slave patrols and the jurisdiction
I'm
that
not
slave
talking about the
patrols had
functionality. I'm
versus the
talking about the
functionality and
actual-
jurisdiction of law
it
enforcement
derived
is
from
completely
the
different.
entire premise
That's
of
not
slave
true.
patrol. That's fine. That's fine.
That's not
Listen,
true.
okay, cool. So you don't think there's an issue with policing in the black community?
No.
You don't think there's an issue with stop and frisk?
No.
You don't think?
Yo, sell out. Somebody smell coonery.
Think that there's an issue with like flock cameras and geo tracking?
No.
Got it. Okay,
I think
cool.
that helps eliminate crime.
Sure. Have you ever heard of the Veil of Darkness study?
No, I have not.
Okay. The Veil of Darkness study was a study that was completed where 95 million traffic stops were actually checked across the United States of America. Vast pool, right? The methodology accounted for the time of day, for traffic, location, different shifts. Would you like to know what they found in that study when it came to policing and black people?
That black people commit more traffic violations than other people.
No.
That is true.
Black people were stopped for more
Why?
traffic violations. Hold on, I got you.
Because they commit more
I got
traffic
you.
violations.
You don't know the study. How are you going to answer?
I know what other studies and statistical data points show.
Okay, then give me a.
This dude, the coonery is crazy.
Another study that actually. Oh, sure.
You
Let me
think
finish.
they just
Let me
pulling black
finish.
people over just because they see a black person driving down the
literally,
street? That's
the
not
Veil
true.
of Darkness
You have
study.
no.
He said it's not true. I didn't see countless videos. Wow. Yo.
The Veil of Darkness study that was done by Stanford and backed up by the CDC actually showed that what happens is during the day, police officers use racial bias because they
That's
can
not
see
true. That's
people
not true.
and they pull people.
You've
They
never-
pull. I'm
you've
going to finish
never
my sentence.
made a traffic
I'm
stop in your
literally
life.
gonna finish. I'm literally going
I'm
to
gonna let you
finish. They pull black people over during the day at a disproportionate rate than white people, but at nighttime, when you can't see and it's harder to tell someone's actual race, then the average drops and it equals out.
Okay, let
they
me tell you
actually
why.
found that in the study, 95 million traffic violations, that when you can't see someone's race, you focus on the traffic violations versus the day you focus on the
Let me
people.
tell you why your study is flawed. For one reason, I was a police officer many years. I do traffic stops during the day, and you cannot always tell the race of a person during the day, no matter what. Secondary, I agree. They're secondary. When you are patrolling, majority of the black people that you engage with live in what? Black communities.
Over police.
So you're going to make an excuse. We can get to that.
I'm not making an
You're making an
excuse, I'm
excuse.
just telling you.
When you're in a black community, you only have options to pull over
Give me
black people.
any type
Now,
of
let me finish.
empirics that
Let me-
disagrees with the Veil of Darkness study.
Let me finish. I believe that there's clearly a flaw in what you're saying this study represents.
Sure.
Because
How can you
in the
critique the
black
methodology if
community,
you haven't looked at it?
in the black community, I have plenty of other.
You got trust me, bros.
Touch.
Right. He got his coonery ticket.
I did it for a living.
Yeah, that's a cool
And you
story,
did not.
bro.
So
like I've looked at the information.
I'm telling you why the study. I'm telling you why the study is wrong.
Do you think your one-off experience is
no, no.
indicative of all policing around the country?
I'm telling you why your study is off. When you're looking at patrolling in black neighborhoods, you cannot. How are you going to make a fair comparison to how many white people pulled over versus black people when there's only black people present in the black neighborhood? The veil of darkness cannot get in the minds of a police officer and determine whether or not the police officer pulled a person over because of their color or the violation.
It literally
does not-
shows. If you look at the
doesn't
data
get
set,
in the
if
mind
you look at the
and
data set,
prove that a cop was looking at a black man
if you
and
look at the data set
racially
of the
targeting
Veil
him.
of Darkness study, it shows not only the reason why they were pulled over, but it
how
shows
do
the
you know
ones
the
that were
reason why
thrown
they- how
out.
do you know the
They
reason
were
why they pulled over?
disproportionately pulled
No,
over.
disproportionality
and
does
disproportionately
not
pulled
speak
over,
to whether or
and
not
there
it's
was
malicious.
a disproportion of black violations that were thrown out.
It doesn't matter.
Why?
Disproportionality
Why
does
is
not.
it so many black people pulled over and
because
then
they
so
are
many of the
pulling-
violations were thrown out?
You got to look at it like this. If you're looking at traffic stops across the country, different jurisdictions have different mandates and they have different standards for what they throw out as traffic violations. So you cannot make a generalization across
You know
the
what's
entire
consistent?
country.
Yes, you can. You know what's
No, you
consistent
cannot.
across the entire country?
No,
White
it's not.
supremacy.
That's
White supremacy
How is
is
white supremacy
consistent
have anything to do
across
with a traffic stop?
It's literally racism. They're literally trained.
You're projecting your
actually
bias.
go through.
Tell me how they're trained. Have you been through police training?
No, I have not.
I went through police training.
Sure, cool story.
And they do not teach discrimination
why is it that
in police
why
training.
is it that police officers
That's some bull, man. You know what? It's just, this is some real coonery, man. My gosh.
spend more time in black neighborhoods
They're committing
disproportionately?
more crimes.
They're not.
Yes, they are.
Who commits the most violent crimes in America today?
Per capita black
Not
people
per
do.
capita, period.
What? Whoa. Oh my gosh, man.
Black people do.
No, white people.
No, it's-
white
it's
men,
not-
specifically
that's a
white.
lie.
FBI
Fact check
data.
it.
Fact check it.
Fact-
FBI data
shows
shows
over
that white
50%
men
not
specifically commit the most violent crime in the
That's not
United
true.
States of America. If you're
They'll
talking about
fact check
property
it.
crimes,
No, I'm not
yes,
talking
it's
about
black
property
people.
crime. I'm talking about violent crimes.
Violent crimes is
Violent
white men,
crime.
including CSAM. White men, if you could talk per capita with CSAM,
Come on, they gonna fact
you can
check
talk
you.
numbers. White men disproportionately represent
Murder rate-
CSAM and violent crime.
Murder rate and violent crimes disproportionately
Do you
represented
believe in
in the black
1350?
community.
All right, we're gonna have to pause here. So I'm glad you guys took a pause.
Yo,
You have been
this
voted
is
out. Thank you so much.
crazy, man. Nah, man. Nah, man. This is some real coonery stuff. I see why he going hard like that. I get it, man. When you work for the system and you ladies, what she looks like, you can't really see anything wrong with the system. You can't. Envy thou not the oppressor, choose none of his ways. But when you work for these devils and you know, caught up in this type of life, listen, you don't see nothing. That's what they say. Well, I don't see color. I don't see nothing wrong. Oh, with a little couple lies, Man, crazy, man. Yeah, man, this is, the biggest sellout, man. Yeah. There's nothing wrong with America, basically. In his mind, black people are wrong, right? Because this is the same perspective that these colonizers have, right? We do all the wrong and all the evil. We are the black scapegoat. Check out my documentary called The Black Scapegoat, Part 1 and Part 2. It's us. We're the problem in America. The white America is not the problem. It's not the system. The system is working very fine. The system is okay. We are the wrong ones. We are the bad ones, right? It's crazy, man. Yeah. It might be a part 2 to this, man. But I'm gonna tap out for now, man.
Join the online school where he drops a lesson, movie, and TV show breakdown every month and special videos. Link below.